All right, guys, we're back with the men behind the mic. We're with the hardest worker in the game, my mother, Mrs. Sheila Taylor. Mom, how are you today?
I'm just good.
What did we
Fine.
just get done doing? Where were we?
At Grayson's graduation,
Yeah,
kindergarten.
it's always good to start with these with easy questions
Yeah,
because
it
then
was
you just
fun.
lead right into it.
Yeah,
Now he has a piece of paper that they can't take back.
that's
They
right.
let him graduate kindergarten.
That's right.
It's game over for that kid. Now it's all uphill. That was the hardest year.
He's really sad he has to go back to school tomorrow.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, like
That's
them giving
very
hugs
weird.
and saying goodbye to everybody. I just got a text from one of the Sox moms. She says they're done already. I'm like, no, it's like a week early and in the middle of the day on a Monday.
On a Monday.
Isn't
That's
that
weird.
something?
Yeah.
So raising me couldn't have been easy.
Oh no, it was not.
We only get an hour here. We have to keep it under an hour, so I don't know where we start. So how I remember it was you were kind of a mom to 15 different kids that we grew up with, and even Stephanie adopted one, and when we moved up to Lincoln, she
Yeah.
became his legal guardian. And
Yeah.
I just remember there always being people at the house,
Always.
and then you just kind of being a mom to everybody. And I don't think we made it easy on you.
No, lots of times you maybe not come in the house. I had to stay in the driveway.
I remember you
You
sleeping in
wouldn't.
the driveway.
Yeah, you would not let me in the house.
It wasn't that I wouldn't let you in. I mean, it was, Mom, can we have a couple hours? Right? Or I don't think I ever said, don't come inside, did I?
You're the only kid that would break into the house instead of break out of the house.
I remember we had a secret entranceway, what we thought was a secret entranceway through our window, but it was a small house. So, I mean, you probably heard everything.
That's why I slept on the couch. I never slept in my room ever again after you turned a teenager.
I told Isabel last night, we had everybody stay over at our house after the Sox tournament, and we were talking about where you were going to sleep. And I'm like, I don't remember Mom ever sleeping in her bed.
I didn't.
Ever. Because it was Stephanie lived what became my room. That was hers. You had the middle room. And then I had what we used to call the Husker room, where we had the video games after Steph moved out.
Right.
And I don't ever remember you being in that bedroom. I don't ever remember you not working, though. Like
I worked a lot.
Still to this day. And it's weird thinking about you retiring soon or not working constantly. People ask what you do, and I'm like, I don't know, a little bit of everything. Right? So how long have you been with South Central Development Services?
27 years.
27 years. And I'm 33. Does that make you feel
old?
Youthful? I don't use the word old.
Oh.
Wise.
Yes, very wise.
Because I'm old now. Yeah. When I think back to when I was 18, like 33 was pretty much dead to me. I didn't think, first of all, I didn't think I'd see 25.
I didn't think you'd see 21.
Why is that?
Because I thought I'd visit you in jail.
And you did.
Or in the grave.
And
or at the cemetery.
It was so crazy living day to day. Like I never lived for tomorrow. Like taking high school classes, for example, everybody else would take chemistry or whatever. I don't even know the big math class where they learn calculus.
Oh.
And my senior year, I took refreshers math and welding, horticulture, both.
Well, welding, I think you got an F in. I just found your report card. I had to go to school every day to get your can of chew in your phone.
Yeah. But the crazy thing about the crazy thing about that, the guy that caught me chewing had chew in his mouth.
I know.
So I remember they said they were going to take away prom. And I was like, I'll give up walking at graduation. Just let me go to prom. I remember trying to negotiate with them. And they're like, no, obviously, if you want prom more than graduation, we're going to take prom away. I'm like, whatever. Do you remember my senior year? I had to go back to in-school suspension for a week. The seniors got out a week early, and I had to spend that week in ISS for chewing a second time in school. Right. But we all chewed from 8. Well, if you're listening, teachers who I have on Facebook, love you. You guys were great. We chewed from like 8th grade on in school. So it's not like I was, terrible.
I don't know what is worse. They're vaping now. I don't know which is worse.
Oh, that's 100. I have a chew in right now. I mean, that vape, you're putting liquid. I'd rather. Okay, so I remember growing up, you smoked Benson and Hedges Deluxe Ultralights 100s. Did I mumble through that?
Nope, that's perfectly right.
Benson and Hedges Deluxe Ultralights 100s. And I think that's how me and Patrick started.
You stole my cigarette?
Out of the ashtray. We used to walk to Walmart from our cousin Roger's house in Kearney before that was all developed. And in the ashtrays from public Walmart, that's how we actually started smoking cigarettes.
That is disgusting.
Right now we'd be dead, right? COVID would kill us.
COVID
we would have been dead. Wow, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
All those trips to Walmart and one COVID could have got us. Damn.
You're lucky. There must be a reason.
There must be a reason. We'll get into that, what I think the reason is. But back to, dang, I pivoted. Where were we?
Oh, the reason I never slept in my bed is because I slept on the couch so I could see who was coming in and who was leaving.
I remember you installed a security system that said front door. And then if you open the other one, garage door, it would chime through the house. I thought it was for security reasons, but I think back, it was probably just to track us. Yeah. Now they have like that My Life where you could just track where your kids are all the time.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't have that.
Oh, me too. Because it probably would have gave me a heart attack.
But I wasn't ever like violent, you know? I mean, I was just.
You were angry. Yeah. And I don't know why you were angry, because you were spoiled rotten.
Spoiled rotten.
You got everything you ever wanted except for the
pool table.
Right. I don't know where we would have put
that
it.
thing's still in the mail, huh?
Yeah.
Damn it, Santa. He dropped the ball on that one.
I don't understand why you were so mad and so angry.
I don't think I was mad. I just think I wanted to be the life of everything. I think I don't ever remember being alone. Ever.
You weren't.
Ever. If you weren't there, there were the three usuals, right? Yeah. We won't say their names, but I did talk to him over New Year's when we went back to Lexington, and I asked him, I'm like, do you think everybody had our childhood? He's like, nobody grew up like we did. Nobody.
I think you guys had a great childhood.
It was amazing.
We took vacations every year,
and we took them with us.
You didn't want for anything.
Nothing.
That's why I worked so much. But I think back, maybe I should have been home more, and then maybe you wouldn't have had the problems that you had if there was more supervision.
If I don't have those problems, then I'm not where I am now.
And you have a great life right now.
I absolutely do. And there's no denying that. And I think about it every morning. Like when we first walked in here to this house, I was like, we did it. Like we did it. We worked so hard.
I know.
Paying off so much debt, starting small and then going to the next one and disputing things that shouldn't have been on there. I mean, it was battle.
And you have Dave Ramsey and your wife to thank for that.
I wouldn't know who Dave Ramsey is without her.
I know.
Mean, she is the absolute best thing to ever happen to me.
Yes, she is.
But
she's an angel.
But that doesn't come without the bumps in the road. I met her through a bump in the road.
I know.
You know, I met her partying.
Right. But I think that you already had 3 strikes because there's addiction on both sides. I wasn't addicted to alcohol or drugs. I mean, I drank and smoked pot back in the day.
I don't ever remember seeing you drink.
No.
Maybe like a margarita.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't sit home and get drunk and do all that because I wanted to be an example. There was never beer in our refrigerator.
Well, unless
I don't know where the heck you got your beer
from. Unless I got it. Well, they thought I was like 30 when I was like 17.
I don't know.
Maybe they didn't. Maybe I just thought they did.
They probably did. I don't know.
I don't ever remember seeing you. Never had alcohol in the house.
No, I remember Stephanie and her friends. I had a margarita mix down below in the circle. You were young, and the girls came over after school, and I said, "You guys drank my margarita mix?" And
I remember.
They were acting all drunk.
Just the mix.
They were acting all drunk. I said, "There's not even no alcohol in that." They go, "Oh."
She was. I always tell people,
such a blonde.
Stephanie was so book smart.
Oh gosh, still is.
And and then I got like.
But life.
The streets version of it, you know. I loved growing up in Lexington. I tell people all the time, like growing up when I grew up where we grew up, I could see me raising a family then there.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just changed so much. And I mean, going back home brings back so many memories, but
I'm glad that you had that experience, but I'm also glad that you're not there.
No, I agree. I think that's why we kind of bought here where we bought,
right?
You know, because it's that small, all the kids are running around together.
Because I know you always had all those friends, but you can't have the friends that drink when you can't, because they're triggers.
Yeah.
There's so many triggers in your life. I know every time the phone rings, still to this day, I cringe. I get scared that it's going to be you're in an accident, or Melissa got mad and she left. And
Yeah. Oh,
I
I
don't,
get it.
every time the phone rings, I still, even when things are happy and good, it's just that in the back of my mind that something's going to happen. And I know that it wouldn't, but it's always there.
I have that too. I have, obviously not about somebody being in jail or dying, but like, how can I mess this up?
Well,
What am I going to do that messes all, whatever it is?
you're
You know,
not.
I know, but even coaching baseball, I still have that. Like, don't mess this up for them. You know, I'm glad you got to see that game last or
But
2 days ago.
you know what? You wear your heart on your sleeve just like me.
Yeah, that
And
that
you
loss killed me.
care about those boys, you care about their families. And it just broke my heart yesterday.
Me too.
But you can't win every game.
That's not what it is.
And you
though.
handled
That's-
it very well. And I know that you put your heart and soul in it, and so do they. But sometimes you lose.
That's not
But
what
that makes you a bigger person
that's
too.
not what was the emotion. That's not what that was. It wasn't the loss. It was so much work went into putting that tournament on, and the Mother's Day being there, all the moms coming together, and then us being just so close.
Well, they stole that anyway.
Jesus.
Steph and I were just going to go take some boys out.
No,
Just
they
joking.
didn't steal it.
They stole it.
No, they didn't. They just outplayed us.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
I don't understand. One out and a kid on third and second.
All right.
I don't get it.
There's two different.
That's cheating.
No, it was our tournament. That was our rule.
Well,
It
you
wasn't
got
them.
that's a dumb rule.
It was the first time I've seen it too, and my assistant coach Jake was very upset. He goes, "We're just gonna screw ourselves in our own tournament." I'm like, "No, that okay."
See, without that, they wouldn't have won.
Mom, you don't know that.
Yes, I do. Your boys are, you know how far they've came.
Oh, I know.
They
I know
are
that.
so good.
I know that.
And that's because of you and their parents and all of that family.
No, they're just good athletes too.
Yeah.
You know,
well.
No, but there is a difference. I get it. If you can keep the same 9, 10 kids, I mean, those kids have known each other their entire life, essentially.
Just like you growing up.
I know, it's weird.
You guys were that group.
Yeah.
From grade school on.
It's great.
So you guys knew which way you were going to throw the ball, who was going to catch it. You guys knew each other like clockwork because you grew up together.
We spent every day together.
Mm-hmm.
But, we all kind of went our separate ways too.
I know. I think I'm going to send their moms and dads grocery bills for all the groceries they ate.
We never ate anything at home. We never ate anything at home.
Cereal.
Well,
when you were younger, I bought food.
Isn't that crazy how much Grayson loves cereal?
Yeah. Just like you.
Oh, it's nuts. That's how I became 400 pounds. Cereal.
Well, that was back to addiction because I have an addiction. Your father has addiction. My real father has addiction. Your grandpa had an addiction. Theirs were to alcohol. My dad's was to alcohol. So you were strike 3. You were going to have an addiction. My addiction is to gambling.
No, yeah, but that's funny. I mean,
why is that funny?
It's hilarious.
I have to have that ticket. I can't leave until I buy the next ticket because the next ticket might be a winner. So I have to keep buying that same ticket. I don't get 5. I go in one at a time. And then it's not a winner. Then I have to go back in and get the next one.
I remember when you hit
that's horrible.
When you hit the quick 7s.
Oh my God.
Right? Twice.
Yeah.
But now looking back, I'm like, I wonder how much she spent on the quick 7s.
Oh, probably more than 19,000. That's what I won.
But no, I agree that I think I try to push you guys need to spend time together off the baseball field, and I want to keep the same group together, and
right.
I want it to be player led, not coach led, and who's going to be the next guy up. I mean, because you look back, and I wasn't a good athlete, but you look back at the relationship building aspect of my life, and I think that's where I strive.
Right.
I mean,
you could have been the greatest athlete if you wouldn't have started smoking pot before you were a senior, because you were pretty good up until then.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I remember that day I made you go to football practice, and then you tore your ACL.
Yeah.
And that's when the pill addiction stared.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
They gave you some pain
Valium and I don't remember what it was. Valium and
but you just
Oxycontin.
I always thought people took drugs to feel to get out of their head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I always wanted to feel normal. I didn't want to be out of control. I always have to be in control.
Yeah, but I never felt out of control.
You didn't?
No, not until
you made me crazy.
Now looking back, I was a completely different person up until almost 8 years ago.
I mean, I'll always love you, but I didn't like you.
No, I agree.
I love you with all my heart and soul, but some days, oh my God, I wanted to call the cops myself on you.
But I don't remember. I wasn't like nuts. Like I wasn't like beating people up or fighting people. Well, I mean, when I got older, I wanted to fight
you did because you were angry.
Well,
I don't know why.
I don't feel angry anymore. I think it's all.
You're a lot less calmer. You still get mad, but not as mad.
Life is fast paced. You know, I don't like slowing down. I like being alone now sometimes. That's kind of cool. But then I always have that feeling in the back of my mind, like I should be doing something. Somebody should be here.
It's so weird. So do I.
It's crazy.
It's something in our chemistry.
Everybody's like, dude, you get, or like when I'm like, all right, nobody's home, or I'm going to go to the house. And then I'm like, no, I need to go do something.
Because you don't want to be alone.
I think so.
Why?
I don't know. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Weird, right?
Do you think you need counseling?
No, I don't need counseling. I've had counseling.
I was like that too, but I think when I turned 40, it was like, get the heck out of here. I don't want nobody to be around. I love being alone.
I don't want to be 40 though.
Well, hopefully you will be 40.
I don't want to be.
Well, not for a while.
33 is still insane to me. 33.
Your sister's 40.
Well, she seems 40.
She does not.
She's always been 40 to me.
No.
Always. She helped out a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Growing up, I feel like
yeah.
I want to talk to her about it on here. She gave up her entire childhood.
Yes, for you.
You know, looking back on how much time I spent with Patrick and Aunt Lori at Aunt Lori's house, that's crazy too, right? Him and I were so close. So close.
Mm-hmm.
Like us 3 cousins, like still talk to this day. They're the only 2 people in my wedding I talk to, probably. There's a couple people that I'm like starting to build a relationship back with, but out of the dudes that were in my wedding, Patrick and Roger are the only 2.
Right.
Nuts.
So are you scared to build relationships with the friends that you used to drink with?
No. And this isn't a talk about me, it's a talk about you.
Oh.
I think.
Be about me. Oh.
Isn't it? I don't know.
Well, you're my son and I love you. And
I love you too.
I'm just here to help.
I can be around people that are drinking and it's kind of fun. I think it goes back to like giving back to that community thing that I always go back to. I've torn apart so much. Like I'm trying to mend and build, but alcohol, I didn't really like alcohol.
You didn't?
No, it was like, it was a means to an end. I just wanted to feel more, not more confident. I don't know. I don't like the taste of alcohol. I absolutely hate the taste of beer. And all my old party friends know it. I hated it. I like the faster I could get it down, the better, you know. That's how I knew I was an alcoholic. Yeah. Why are you looking at me like that? Isn't that crazy? Like I was never like, you want to go have a beer guy? Ever. You want to go get weird, I was in, you know, but I don't want to just go sit down and have a beer at a bar. That sounds boring as hell. And I don't like the taste of it. Right. What's the point of that?
Well, you go to the bars and you karaoke and it doesn't bother you, does it?
I'm sober.
And it's fun, isn't it?
I don't karaoke. I bring the house down.
I know you do.
I mean, I light up a room like Elton John, right? Just fancy as could be.
Right.
Just kidding. I sounded cocky and ignorant. No, I don't. Yeah, but when I go to the bars now, it's like I immediately walk in and I'm like, all right, let's liven up this place.
Right.
Somehow.
So
somebody give me $5, I'll turn on some good music. I should have been a DJ. Right?
No,
they're weird now, huh?
They're weird.
Yeah, they wear masks.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
And they sit with their head down and play their music.
I think I met MTV VJ type deal, like a disc jockey where I'm talking on the radio and then I play some music.
Yeah, you always wanted to be a radio guy.
I did. I don't think they make that much money.
No, I don't think
it's not about the money, but it is.
Yeah.
You can't, they say, do something you love and you'll never work again. Yeah, but who's going to pay your bills?
Right.
I mean,
and you love what you do.
I love what I do. You're right.
You don't get paid for coaching. You do it because you love it.
Oh, the moms and the dads, like they help out though. They see it. Like they put together like every year at state they put together like gift bags for the kids, and then they give
Aw.
coaches like gift cards to places that they know we like. Most of that goes to my kids, but they like, I found out, I think they gave us, they gave us a card and said thank you for all you do, and then, the gas isn't cheap because of things that are going on in the world, and they take care of us.
Yeah.
But no, the organization, no, we don't. That's a slippery slope. You start paying coaches, then you get people in there that are in there
for the money.
Not that you get rich off of coaching youth baseball, but in my mind, that's what kind of, I don't know. It's not that we're separated because we have two guys, me and somebody else, that don't have kids on the team. Then we got two guys that do have kids on the team, on the coaching staff.
Right.
And that, you see it from both ways. I go to them all the time. And then one of my really good friends that helped me coach for a long time, I go to him every day. Like, from a parent side, what does this look like? From a coaching side, do you see it this way?
I'm so proud of you when you coach because you hold your cool.
Kinda. I mean, I don't get angry. I get super duper excited.
You do. You get super excited. You love it. What was with the pink socks?
It was Mother's Day. What do you mean?
They were cool.
The kids all had pink socks.
They were sweet.
It was awesome. And then they got roses.
You still would have won that game. You would have.
Yeah, that was an emotional one.
Yeah. It was for your sister too. She was very upset.
I thought about it all day today. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
I shouldn't care
but
that much.
But you tell your players to shrug it off.
No.
But it's hard. It's hard to shrug that off.
Oh, I get it. The super intense ones, and like the ones that we're working on the physical containment of it. Like, I tell them all the time, I'm like, dude, that's me. I am you. I get it. I understand it. This is not fun when we're not successful, where we know we're successful. When you know you can do it and then you don't do it, I understand that. I get that, dude. More than a lot of people probably. Like, I see myself in those kids constantly. There's a little bit of it.
I can see it when you're coaching. Steffi loves to watch you coach. We love to watch you do that.
It was fun.
It's awesome.
It was fun. Like, that game was intense, but in a good way. Even the other coaches, who I know you don't like on the other team, those guys even came up and they were like, this was the most fun game we've had all year. And I'm like, yeah, because you won. I mean, let's be honest.
Oh, the coaches from the other team?
Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't say that, but I'm like, I'd be saying the same exact thing.
I told the other coaches to kick their butts. That's what I told them.
The Waverly guys?
Yeah.
Those guys are good dudes.
Yeah.
Those guys are
They laughed at me.
Dudes. I love those guys to death.
Yeah.
I got done talking to the kids after the game, and then we turned around and he's like, hey, Sox, I'm going to tell you, you guys are our favorite parents, kids, and coaches. And then he said some other things that I'll leave out of it, about seeing how we do it and making it their own type deal. Like, that's incredible. That's absolutely incredible.
Right.
The highest compliment.
So do you think that's your addiction?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's a good addiction.
Yeah, I agree. I talk about it constantly. Full steam ahead.
Right.
If I'm going to pour it into something, it's going to be my family. And then
right. And you do. You're a good dad.
I hope so.
You're an awesome dad. They love you.
That's a tough conversation too, huh?
Oh, God, yes. I don't know if today's the day we should have that conversation.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
You don't want me to make you cry?
No, they tried to sue me. The last time I openly talked about it in a book, remember? In
a magazine. Yeah.
They called the school and said, if you publish this, we're going to sue you. And then I talked to the professor and the dean, and they were like, you never say their name.
Right.
And I'm like, and that's 100% facts in that. Mm-hmm. And all I did for that paper, I remember it was my final for my senior year to get my associate's degree. And it was a memoir style essay. And all I did was just start typing and just kept typing and kept typing. And then I got done, proofread it once, turned it in, and I was like, all right, well, that was cool. Came back with an A, and then she messaged me and was like, hey, I want to submit this to Illusions, is what the SEC magazine is.
Yeah, I have the magazine.
And I want your approval. I'm like, yeah, cool. And
you didn't think nothing of it.
I was like, this.
If you could help one person, it wasn't about being mean to them.
It wasn't
or
even about
saying
helping anybody. It was just writing a paper, an
to-
essay.
yeah.
That was it. And that's what I told the professor. I was like, it's just a paper.
Right.
It's just what happened in life. And she's like, no, that's not what this is. I'm like, cool. Yeah, do your thing. And then they were like, hey, we want to submit it for the contest. And I'm like, I think that's what kicked off everything. Because I was coaching at the time, because that's how I started the paper. Was looking out at the team of boys that were coaching takes me back to me being around my group of friends.
Right.
You know, and I tell them if I had one more shot at this, I would give anything to play again with those guys. And then it goes off, and I just start talking.
Mm-hmm. Do you miss them?
No, not at all.
No, your friends.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh.
They're talking about the other thing.
No.
I was like, not
even gonna mention
not
it.
a day goes by that I think about it.
No.
Yeah, I miss them a lot. I even miss the dudes that like we grew apart after middle school. Like
yeah.
You know, those guys. Like I see those guys more than I see the guys that I went on through graduation with.
Right.
I'm not seeing, but like around, you know, I saw them at like Husker games, and it's you know, I didn't go to the 10-year reunion, and I was supposed to talk at it, and I didn't go.
Because I made you feel bad because you were fat.
No, it wasn't because you said I was fat. That's
I didn't say you were fat. I didn't want them.
You were the first person to tell me I was big.
I did. I said you were bigger, and I didn't want them making fun of you because I love you. I wanted to protect you. But you can go to your 20. You look pretty damn good.
I know.
Or your 15.
I've lost weight. I can go. I'm not cutting that out. That's
50. You could go to your 15. When is your 15?
I don't know. How long's it been since I've been in high school?
2008, because Grandpa died.
2007.
You graduated in 2007.
The class of 07. Oh, thank heaven for the class of 07.
Yeah,
that's right.
7 years after Stephanie did.
I remember her graduation. We all thought the world was going to end. Millennium, Y2K. She was working at the Save a Lot, the gas station, and people were coming in and buying water by the gallons. I mean, the Y2K was nuts. Yeah, I miss them all the time.
I know.
You know, and I tell the kids that on the team, I'm like, these are going to be the best years of your life. And it's just some old guy telling you back in my day stories, but I guarantee you will look back on this and be like, he was right. And I just want to have a little bit of an impact on that.
I think you do.
I hope I do. How long have we been rolling?
I don't know.
I got to keep it under a certain time limit.
Oh, I guess he's done with me.
No, I'm not done with you.
No.
What else you want to talk about?
I don't know.
I love you.
I love you too.
This was fun. Are we good here?
We're good.
Okay.
Are we good?
Oh, we're good.
Okay.
I wasn't easy to raise.
No, you were not.
I think that's why I try to be the best dad I can be.
You are.
And you're the absolute best grandma in the world. Is it because you get to go home and they're not there?
Exactly. So how I know I wasn't the best mom because I wasn't there. So a lot of times I feel guilty because I think if I was home, you wouldn't have went through the stuff that you went through. You know.
I probably would have, and I probably would have been arrested for it.
Oh.
Think about it like that.
Yeah.
I always told myself you had no idea what was going on.
I didn't.
I know. And
I don't want, and then when you tell me stories, it's like la 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 la. I don't want to know.
That kind of stuff, obviously.
I don't want to know none of it because then I can't get it out of my head. It bothers me.
But like talking to my other friend from back home who, you know, talking to his dad, he was like, we knew you guys were good. You know, we knew that you guys had each other. We knew you guys weren't idiots. And we also knew that you weren't going to be driving.
Right.
You know?
I know.
And at the end of the day, we were going to do what we were going to do.
I know.
Nothing would have stopped us from doing what kids do. And we were safe. We weren't idiots. Exactly like he said. You know?
Yeah.
And we have a bond that's created for life.
I know.
you know, and those guys are appreciative of you and their parents are appreciative of you, at least the ones that, you know, matter.
Yeah, I know.
So don't ever be ashamed to say you're Matt Taylor's mom.
I would never
I
be
know,
ashamed.
I know, but hearing Matt Taylor now, I think that's why I go by Matthew. You know, because I hear Matt Taylor and I'm ashamed.
But why? Why would you be ashamed?
Because I made you sleep in the driveway in your car. That's shameful.
But I should have been a mom. Put the law down and said, all of you get out.
I was your only son.
I know.
I was your youngest child. And at the end of the day, you wanted me to have friends too.
I know.
You know?
But I really didn't know what you guys were doing.
I know you didn't. There's no possible way. There's things that I could tell you that would
I don't want to know.
Your doors off.
I don't want to know.
I don't want anybody to know.
I don't want to know none of it.
But we have these conversations where I'll call one of them once a month, and I'll be like, "Hey, dude, do I remember this correctly?" He's like, "Oh yeah," and then he'll go off on, you know, like there's no other people in the world that can have those conversations,
right? And
just laugh about them. I mean, and now we're parents, and so it's funny to think that our kids will ever think that dad doesn't know. Like they'll walk in.
Oh, you'll know everything.
Oh, dude. They'll walk in and I'll be like,
everything.
You think I'm an idiot, man?
Right.
And they'll be like, oh, he's just dad. He is an idiot. I'm like, you have no idea.
No.
You have no idea. Like
it's just like Stephanie. Stephanie never did anything. Nothing.
Our teachers thought we weren't related.
I'm sure they did.
Straight up. She is so different than me. It's incredible. Mm-hmm. And I see it so much in Madison and Grayson. They're so different from each other.
Well, yeah. You want them to be.
But could not be more different.
Right.
Could not be.
But that's good.
Yeah, no, it's great. But, you know, I wish there's parts of Madison, like her speed and athleticism. And then there's the killer mentality of Grayson, of the most competitive dude I've ever seen in my life.
But you were like in basketball, or no, football. It was football. In like junior high, you didn't want to get hit with the ball.
I remember.
You were kind of girly.
I would.
I'd say, get up there, Taylor. And you'd be like,
I remember. I did not want to get hit at all.
No, you didn't.
And I was a fullback.
Your pretty face might have got messed up.
I know. I got to have that face for radio.
I know.
I remember I moved over to tight end and defensive end, and then I got to hit people, and I was like, oh, okay.
Now you know.
All right. Thou shalt lay thy punishment.
What was your favorite sport?
Baseball. We just spent so much time together.
Yeah. I liked going to the baseball games.
And we would ride together, and so we would play, like me and the dude I'm talking about still that
I know.
Like me, him, and the other dude, and some of the younger guys, when we became the older guys in 8th grade and everybody else went on to high school, we'd play Xbox in their Suburban on the way to like Amherst or McCook.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the best times. And now I see them all ride together. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
And they'll have those memories too.
Not till later.
Oh yeah. They're young. They don't think about that stuff.
I never did.
They'll look back and they'll say, Coach Taylor was right.
You think I can coach Grayson? I think about it all the time. I go back and forth.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think you can help him, but I don't think it's good for you to be his coach.
I don't think so either. Yeah, I agree. I don't know how they do it, those dudes.
Because he would say, well, no, Dad, I'm walking away. And that's what he would do.
Check it out. Can you read that corner? Probably not, huh?
No.
What up, Coach?
Hey, I got you on the podcast. You're on the Men in the Mic. I'm sitting here with Miss Sheila Taylor, the one and only.
Oh, the boss. She's the boss.
Yeah.
The boss. Hey, Coach Hooks, we were just getting into the conversation as we were winding down about if I could coach Coach Bugs or not when the time comes. And you and I probably have differing opinions, but how do you do it, dude?
It's not easy, my friend. You know that. It's not easy. Here's the deal, what I would tell you. When he gets to the point where he's playing, if you can back off, I would, as long as he's getting good coaching and he gets the tools. I'd back off and enjoy the process.
Yeah. Still be a part of it somehow, but
yes,
let other guys coach him.
Yes, not the guy, because again, I think in life, if kids and whoever can hear a different voice, they learn so much more.
Hey, Coach, I appreciate you. I'm going to give you a call back once we're done here.
All right, brother. Be good.
All right, later, man. You have to give him a fair warning. Hey, you're going to be on a podcast.
Yeah.
I only do that because I see the cool podcasters do it.
Yeah.
Hope the sound came through good.
I think it did. He's pretty wise.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
He's a good dude. I've surrounded my people with.
But I did notice that when his son was up,
they both
back away.
It's crazy.
And let you do it.
Yeah.
But could you do that with Grayson though?
Probably not.
No.
I can barely do it with Madison, and I don't know anything about soccer. It's crazy how much I've learned about baseball while coaching. Yeah. Just from those dudes.
I've seen you grow so much in the last few years. I don't know.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know you did a lot of work getting clean and sober, but that woman upstairs, she's
cool.
She's like
she's
soulmate.
My best friend.
Yeah, I love her.
Hands down, my best friend.
I love her.
You guys all drove away. The kids walked away, and then I thought she was gone. And then she walked up. She put the kids back in the car, and then she walked up as I was putting stuff away, and she's like, I about threw up in that 7th inning. I'm like, 'cause you're hungover? She's like, no. She's like, that game was so intense.
Yeah, she was just sitting there. She wasn't. She just so was the other mom sitting by her.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a kid on the team, so isn't that crazy?
Well, because you guys are family, all of you are.
It's wild.
It's so neat. Yeah.
It's such a.
So will you go on and coach them
every year?
Every year.
Every year. Those are the same group of kids that you came and watched when they were 8.
Wow.
-2 +2. Same core group.
And you're getting next year, they want to be on your team?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
That's the ultimate sign of success in my mind.
Right.
It's always a question.
You guys would have won the whole tournament yesterday, but you got robbed. So
yes, we got outplayed. That's it.
No, you didn't. How did you get outplayed?
Mom, when you don't get a hit in baseball, not one hit. Yes, we hit the ball, but they made plays. So
at the end in overtime,
Mom, it's extra innings, not overtime.
Extra innings. Well, they told me it was overtime.
Well, it is. It is overtime, but it's extra innings.
Okay. All right.
It was great. I love you.
You were a joy raising.
I hope so.
You were.
Right. All right. I love you. Thank you for everything you do.
Love you.
Been another episode of The Men Behind the Mic. Peace. I wish I had an automatic shut off thing. You did great.